The smartphone industry is always in flux, right? Every year, we see new features, design tweaks, and exciting technological innovations that keep us all on our toes. Samsung's Galaxy S series is a big player in this game, and after the impressive launch of the Galaxy S24 series early this year, everyone's eagerly anticipating what's coming next with the Galaxy S25 series. Even though the official release is still a few months away, the rumor mill is already buzzing with speculation about what we can expect from Samsung's flagship for 2025. Let's dive into it. Samsung has a pretty consistent track record when it comes to launching its Galaxy S phones. For the past few years, they've typically unveiled new models in January or February, and based on this pattern, it's highly likely that the Galaxy S25 will also debut around the same time in early 2025. So if you're a fan, it might be worth keeping an eye on those months. Now, when it comes to naming, Samsung has stuck to a straightforward convention for their Galaxy S series. You've got the base model, the Plus, and the Ultra. However, there's been some chatter recently that they might shake things up a bit with the S25 series. Some early rumors suggested that the S25 Ultra could get a fresh name, perhaps the Galaxy S25 Note, while the S25 Plus might be referred to as the S25 Pro. But honestly, as we get closer to the launch date, it seems less likely that this naming change will happen, especially since we haven't heard any solid confirmations from reputable sources. What we can definitely count on is that the S25 Ultra is set to come with a refined design. The Galaxy S series has maintained a pretty consistent design language over the past few generations, so we're not expecting a complete overhaul. Instead, the S25 Ultra will likely introduce some subtle yet significant improvements to its overall design. Recent CAD renders suggest that the phone will feature flatter sides and rounded corners, which could really modernize its look and feel. It's a small change, but it can make a big difference in how the device feels in your hand. Plus, reports hint that the S25 Ultra might be about 14 grams lighter than the S24 Ultra, which is a nice touch for anyone who uses their phone for extended periods. Another aspect to keep an eye on is the potential for even smaller bezels and an increased screen-to-body ratio. According to sources, the S25 Ultra may sport a 6.86-inch display, which might be marketed as a 6.9-inch screen. If they can achieve slimmer bezels without making the phone feel bulkier, that's a win-win in my book. Last year, Samsung introduced titanium as a build material for the S24 Ultra, and it was a notable upgrade from the aluminum used in previous models. This switch not only added a premium feel, but also increased durability. It seems likely that they'll continue with titanium for the S25 Ultra, but there's some debate about whether they'll use the same grade of titanium. The S24 Ultra utilized Grade 2 titanium, which is easier to work with but less durable compared to Grade 5 titanium. That's the tougher alloy Apple uses in their iPhone 15 Pro series. A now-deleted post from a tipster suggested that there's some uncertainty about whether Samsung will make the switch to a higher grade for the S25 Ultra. If they do stick with Grade 2 titanium, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds. Moving on to the camera setup, which is always a hot topic, especially for the Ultra model. There was a lot of buzz early on about major overhauls, including a simplified triple lens setup featuring a 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens alongside the existing 200-megapixel main sensor. However, recent leaks suggest that Samsung may opt for more incremental improvements instead of a complete redesign. According to reports, the S25 Ultra will likely keep the 200-megapixel main sensor but introduce a new 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens. While it looks like the other sensors will remain unchanged, meaning we'll still have the 10-megapixel 3x telephoto lens and the 50-megapixel 5x periscope telephoto unit, the enhancements could still result in noticeable improvements in image quality and versatility for photography enthusiasts. So, while we might not see a groundbreaking shift, those tweaks could still elevate the overall camera performance. Now, let's tackle the processors, another big point of interest. Traditionally, Samsung has offered two different chipsets for its Galaxy S series: Snapdragon processors for certain markets and Exynos chips for others. However, in 2023, Samsung made a significant move by opting to offer Snapdragon processors across the board, abandoning Exynos due to performance and efficiency concerns. With the Galaxy S24 series, they reverted back to a dual-chip strategy, providing Snapdragon chips for the Ultra model while offering both Snapdragon and Exynos options for the base and Plus models. Initially, it was expected that this dual strategy would continue with the Galaxy S25 series, but there's been a recent report suggesting that the Exynos 2500 is facing manufacturing challenges. This has led to some speculation that Samsung might ditch Exynos entirely and stick with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for all models. If that happens, it could mean a serious performance boost across the board, which is something many users will appreciate. Early benchmarks for the Snapdragon chip are already looking impressive, showing performance that even outshines Apple's latest, a 17 Pro, which powers the iPhone 16 series. When it comes to battery life, always a crucial factor for smartphone users, Samsung may be planning some significant enhancements with the Galaxy S25 series. While we don't have confirmed specifics about battery capacities for the S25 models just yet, there are whispers suggesting that the S25 Ultra will maintain a 5,000 mAh battery with support for 45-watt fast charging. The base Galaxy S25 is rumored to come with a 4,000, while the S25 Plus might have a 4,900 mAh battery. Even though these capacities are similar to their predecessors, the new Snapdragon processor is expected to improve overall battery efficiency, potentially leading to better battery life. Plus, there's an AI feature on the horizon that aims to enhance battery performance by around 10%. Who doesn't want longer battery life? Another exciting possibility for the S25 Ultra is satellite connectivity, similar to the tech we're seeing in the Pixel 9 series. This feature would allow users to send emergency messages or make limited calls, even in areas where cellular coverage is spotty or non-existent. This could be a literal lifesaver for those who find themselves in remote locations or emergency situations. In addition to improvements in battery and processor performance, the Galaxy S25 series is expected to feature upgrades in RAM and storage. The S25 Ultra is said to offer a hopping 16 gigs of RAM, which would be a significant boost for power users who multitask or game on their devices. There are also rumors that the base Galaxy S25 could come with 12 gigs of RAM, a nice upgrade from the 8 gigs found in the Galaxy S24. However, some reports have suggested that the base model may stick with 8 gigs, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. As for storage, Samsung recently released a roadmap for the next generation of UFS technology, indicating that 4.0 will be unveiled at CES 2025. This new tech is expected to double the read and write speeds compared to the current UFS 4.0 standard, which would mean faster load times and a smoother experience for users, especially with demanding applications. With all that said, it's clear that more information about the Galaxy S25 series will definitely surface as we get closer to the launch. So if you're excited about what's coming, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for all the latest updates. And if you found this breakdown helpful or interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then, take care.